Hello and welcome to Sovereign RPG. I am Sovereign and today we're going to have a first look at Infinite Lagrange. Now I've been playing this for the past 4 hours. I was supposed to go to sleep, but I found out that this game actually released as I was about to go to bed, and I've been waiting to give it a little bit of a go after sort of having Eve echoes slap me in the face with the balance update. So I thought I'd give it a go. Now this is made by NetEase, the same company that makes Eve echoes. It's a different dev team altogether. And I'm just going to give you some of my first impressions on this game so far. This game has a lot of shit to do. Almost too much, and the UI is very difficult to move around. You got a lot of stuff going on. So first let's have a little talk about the graphics. Now the graphics are pretty nice. There's nothing wrong with the graphics at all. When you're actually seeing the fights happen, I haven't got enough action points at the moment, which is another bad thing. They have action points so you can only do a certain amount of things every day. And these action points go up 20 an hour. Now you can't actually speed that up. So even if you want to pay to win, you can't actually speed up the action points. There's a set limit, so you can only do a set amount of stuff every day, which makes it kind of chill. Like, I don't see too much of an issue with that there, especially if you don't want to no-life the game. It makes the game a kind of sit back and relax when you've got a couple of minutes to fill in some stuff and do some shit, and it's not too bad. So basically what you've got in this game, you've got fighting. It can actually explain it to you in here. Like if you go into the action points into this menu, you've got transferring, which means you can just move from one spot in space to another spot with one of your fleets. You've got attack, where you can attack NPCs or players. You've got guard, where you can guard a specific zone. So what you do is you actually go into space. So if we go up into space and we zoom out a little bit, I haven't got the guard ability open yet, but you'll click somewhere in space and you can obviously do transfer and blah, blah, blah. But you can set up a sort of control operation area. So when you open this up, would you like to create a new operation here? Then that circle is the space that you can operate in. So if you start up a operation area, you can do anything within that area that allows for those ships that you are using to do it. There's a lot of confusing stuff in this game, so you'll have to bear with me while we try and get through some stuff. So you can set it up so where you can have like 4 different fleets around your area guarding that area, or you can have your miners if they're out here mining on these asteroids. Like I've got a few of my guys all the way out here doing some mining. Now you can see that there's NPC pirates in here. Now these NPC pirates, they will attack your base, they'll attack your mining ships while you're asleep, they'll do all kinds of craziness. When I first started, I had 8 different pirate ships surrounding my base and they were all coming at me and I had to take them all out one by one. It was a lot of fun actually. I found it quite fun. So you can set up the defenses so you can have like an entire fleet of your attack vessels. So you can have your attack vessels, which are here. I have frigates at the moment because that's as high as I can go. I haven't upgraded my base enough to use the destroyers and cruisers, even though I do have blueprints for destroyers and cruisers. You've got your ship production bay inside of the base that you can upgrade. They call it a capital shipyard, even though you're not building capital ships out of it. At the moment, this shipyard can only build frigates. You need the destroyer dockyard. Because I haven't upgraded it enough, you have the destroyer dockyard you need to unlock to do the destroyers, which comes later on when you upgrade the base, and then you've got cruisers, and I haven't seen anything past that. You've got your base defense up here where it tells you it's a generic battery. I haven't found a way to upgrade it yet. I believe that comes later on as well when you upgrade the base itself. You have speed ups. So these speed ups actually go over time. So you don't have to pay for the speed ups. You actually, like, they have timers on here where it goes down and then you click claim and you can claim your speed ups and prefab modules. Now the prefab modules will speed up your builds of your ships, and the planning supply speed ups, they speed up your buildings. You can buy those with real money. But the weird thing is, which I don't understand because this is supposed to be a monetization mobile madness mess, you can only buy a certain amount per day. So for instance, you can buy a certain amount per day of this. So if I just sort of go out and buy this, here we go, we buy that there. Now I have no more. I cannot purchase any more today for that whole entire timer. So it resets. So it actually limits progression even for whales. So whales cannot just run in and just start buying everything and becoming super powerful right at the beginning, which is a massive plus for me personally. That's one of the bonuses of this game that I've seen so far. Now, if we look at a couple of the cons, which there are a couple, the game is very slow paced. If you want to be able to play a game you can sit there for 8 hours and play, this isn't the kind of game for you. You can't run around and do things all the time because you cannot buy action points. You have a limit on how many speed ups you can buy, so eventually you're going to be sitting around waiting, which is both good and bad. Now, one of the big cons for both free-to-play players and pay-to-play players, so the the whales, your dolphins, etc., are the ship blueprints. Now, this is a completely, as far as I can tell, a completely RNG system. If we go into the research here, you get these boxes. Now, these boxes give you the chance to get you different researches. Now, it is completely RNG what you get in here. Sometimes you'll get ships to unlock the ship blueprints to be able to build them. Sometimes you'll just get weapon stuff. Sometimes you get the destroyer tech points, which basically allows you to build and grow the power of certain ships. So you give that destroyer tech point to a destroyer to be able to fit a better part and upgrade and add some sort of upgrades to the ship. Then you need to use those tech points. Now you can get those tech points through fighting. You can get those tech points through the research, through these boxes. And these boxes can be bought with the currency. But again, there's 3 limit a day. And then you've got the black market ones, which you can buy out, like you can completely buy them all the time. Now these have the chances of a random thing in here. So random blueprints for ships. You've got a lot of different ships in here, a lot of different sizes. You've got the fighters, you've got the corvettes, your frigates, etc. But also that question mark has a chance to do any of these. So it's completely RNG. So even if you have someone spending thousands, they could get nothing. It is insane. This sort of monetization they've got in this game is insane. Now you can also buy these with the research points that you get inside of when you open a load of boxes. You can buy them with the standard currency that you get in the game. This is by doing research, etc. You get this from doing research and doing the dailies, etc. And you buy those boxes. Now there's a limit on those as well for the generic BP files. Now these give you less of an option of what you can get ship wise. And then you've got the weapon tech files, which you can get unlimited of, which gives you unlimited amount of like upgrades on weapons, etc. Now I thought that was pretty weird. I thought that was pretty mad that they actually had that in there. Now you do have like your standard battle pass stuff here. I did buy this because it cost me almost nothing, and I'm actually enjoying the game, so I thought I'd chuck a little bit of money in there to get some of this extra stuff. But you do get a lot of the, like in the standard free-to-play one, you get a lot of stuff in here, a lot of the currencies, etc. What you have with the currencies is this is basically, if you play Eve Echoes, this is basically like your Aurum. So you have your Aurum here, and then you have your Plex, which is the P over here, which is almost the same. It's got a P on there, so it's like quite easy to sort of change over and see what both of them are. So you buy this to get this. These don't actually buy anything in the game, it's just the currency. These do buy things in the game, and they've got a little system in there that if you do want to pay into the game, then you don't have to transfer all of it over into the Plex like you have to do in Eve Echoes. If you go to buy something, then it will just go, would you like to take it from this wallet? And then it will just transfer it straight over, just the precise amount that you need. So you can always have it stocked up in here, and you don't even have to have it in here if you don't need to. But this research is completely RNG based. Like everything about it is RNG based. You can't really pick what you want to research. So you can go a year without getting a certain cruiser if you're completely and massively unlucky, which could be a con for some, could be a pro for others, because whales can't get everything they want straight away from the beginning for nothing. You have your general main missions, you fill those in. I just finished my building of the thing there, so we have the next part, which gives me the UE coins, which is the research stuff to buy the research boxes, etc. Then we start off the next one. I'm on chapter 7 right now. I've been playing this for way too long, completely sleep deprived, but it just gives you your basic knowledge and basic step by step of where you should go in what way you should level stuff. Now I've been playing these games for so long that I just start building everything that I can as quickly as possible. I kind of try to follow this, but I know exactly what I want to build to make myself stronger. Now you get random quests that pop up when you do some searching, and they just pop up randomly at your base, or a station will turn up, or a group of ships will turn up you do some trade with. So there's some random quests that do pop up. Waiting for my reward on this one. Some of them have timers an hour. There's an awful lot of timers in there. It's a very slow paced game, but I'm quite enjoying the chillness of it. Like I don't have to spend hours, and I can just have it in the background while I'm playing something else, and if something pops up, the sound will be made. It'll be like, you have done this, and then you just jump on it, you just do what you need to do, and blah blah blah. So it's not so bad. Like I'm actually quite impressed with the way that they've done this game. Now there was a little bit of bugs at the first bit of launch, where all of the sort of pirates that we got floating, oh shit, speaking of pirates, these guys are coming in here causing some trouble. So let's get into a little bit of a fight, shall we? Let's get my little fleet over here. We create the fleet and we'll get them to go and attack. It's 2 minutes. We need to get them out of there. It's going to take a little bit to get there, but I'll show you what the combat looks like when we get in there. It sometimes bugs out a little bit and you can't really see it. So another cool thing is you can't pay to speed up your ships moving. Your ships will move and they'll arrive when they arrive. And you see you can go into warp there. We can go into view. So we'll have a look at our ships going through warp. Got some torpedo ships here, some torpedo frigates and some standard multi-purpose frigates over here. My multi-purpose frigates, I have more of them because they take less to build, and they're also my highest level, so they actually are pretty decent at the beginning. So we're about to go into this fight. They're going to slow boat over to it. You got my miners over there, and you got some bad guys over here with 2.6 GM from it, whatever that is. Galactic miles. I have no idea. We're finally entering the battle, and you've got the ships over the other side over there. I wonder if we can actually view them. Don't think we can, but this is what it basically looks like. It's all automatic. Depending on what you're using to fight them against, you can retreat from combat whenever you like. So you can go outside, you can click on the retreat button. I'm not going to give you like a step-by-step of what you need to do in the game because that would require a lot of time. I'd have to do that in separate segments. So if you do and would like to see some guides and tips and tricks on this game, please let me know down in the comments, and I can see what I can do about making this game a little bit easier to get into, because it, like, even for me, it took me a good minute to sort of figure some stuff out. I spent an hour trying to figure out one aspect of the game earlier, and like, I was going through all the menus. It was just so confusing, which is not good for your casual player that wants to come in and just jump into a game and start playing it. It does take a little bit to get used to some of these things, but I think the aesthetic of the game looks pretty good. The graphics are pretty decent. What you do in the game is pretty good. The fact that you can't get attacked and mullered by whales and dolphins every day, because there are limits on how whale you can whale, which is okay, which is good. I'm going to be giving this game a good go for a little while. I'm going to see how it goes. I'm not going to put any money into it. I just bought the battle pass just to get that out of the way, because I do always get a battle pass when I'm testing the game, because I want to see what you get from when you pay into the game, so I can let you guys know if it's worth it or not. And so far it's been pretty worth it. I got lucky and got some decent ships. Our fleet has now won that fight, so our miners are safe from those evil pirate NPCs. So you can click this button and you can click individually which ships you want to retreat. Again, I'm not going to go through all of the actual like mechanics of the game because it'll take forever, so we're just going to retreat the entire fleet back, get them repaired back in base. And it takes them a hell of a lot less time to go home than it does to come back, so that's too good as well. Right, so my final thoughts is good if you want to play a game where you're not going to get whaled on. If you like a slower based game, if you like a lot more sort of strategic value into a game, then this is a game for you. This is more like Sins of a Solar Empire than your basic strategy game. So if you do like strategy games that aren't massively pay to win, then this is definitely a game that you could look at. Now this is only the beginning of the game, so later on down the line it could become more pay to win as things open up. I don't know because I haven't got there yet, but I will keep you updated. Make sure to chuck up a like if you do enjoy the content and would like to see more content on this game. The more likes they get, the more chance I'll be able to do some guides and tips and tricks for you guys. Remember to sub if you are interested in RPGs, mobile games, PC games, all over the place. I do a little bit of everything now. Fly safe and avoid local chat scams.